Hello, this is QTV News and I am Mumudu Gajaga. Thank you for joining us. First, here are the main local and international news headlines. Neighboring country Senegal has reported the first case of the Omicron variant of COVID-19, while another organization detected 2 more, prompting many to ask how safe we are as a country. A high-level continental seminar on the right to health and social protection in Africa is currently underway in Dakar, Senegal, to adjust the deficient healthcare systems and insufficient social protection across the continent. Following President Adama Barrow's Thursday, December 2nd, 2021, laying of the foundation stone for the construction of a multifaceted national emergency treatment center in Farato West Coast region, we went to get the reaction of the community to this development. We hear how the construction of a new Quranic school in Nyani Kayai in the Sierra North by natives abroad and partners is propagating Islam and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And in international news, International Anti-Corruption Day is observed annually on December 9th to raise awareness about corruption and the ways to curb it. Those were the main news headlines. Now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you very much if you're just joining us. This is QTV News. Neighboring country Senegal has reported a first case of the Omicron variant of Reporters have been finding out from the Ministry of Health how prepared are they as the new variant draws closer to home. And this is his report.
The Omicron variant was detected by South African scientists last month, and there are fears, some of which have been realized, that the variant could spread around the world due to its many mutations. Despite uncertainties about its transmissibility, preliminary data suggests an increased risk of reinfection with this variant, as the variant has been reported in many countries around the world. The World Health Organization warns that cases of the new coronavirus variant are expected in vaccinated people, although in a small and predictable numbers. Over the weekend, the variant was reported in neighboring Senegal, but according to the Director of Health Promotion at the Ministry of Health, Modou Ndiaye, his ministry is on the alert and the new variant should not cause panic.
Basically, the COVID-19 new variant, which is the Omicron variant, which has been discovered around the Southern African region, and now, reported in Senegal, and also not only Senegal in West Africa, but also Sierra Leone. But just we want to assure the public that there is no need for panic or alarm when they hear about this report in our neighboring country in Senegal, and as well as also other countries in like Sierra Leone. We want to assure them that since the COVID pandemic started the preparation started in the Gambia, we had our plan, and then the plan clearly states what we should be doing in terms of preparedness and as well as also response.
Ndiaye went on to inform us that the ministry's committees set up for the COVID-19 emergency response teams are still active and are doing everything to ensure the country is protected.
All these subcommittees, as I speak to you, have been working very, very hard, tirelessly for that matter, and trying to put things in place, trying to make sure that we put up strategies and put up actions that we should be able to implement within the specific period of time. So what we are doing now, we are trying to, we will definitely, certainly strengthen the work of these thematic areas, and that supports the National Health Emergency Response Committee.
Director Ndiaye used the opportunity to remind those intending to travel to the Gambia to follow the rules outlined by the Health Ministry.
We are also trying to strengthen again the points of entry at the airport and also the land borders, just to see that people who are coming in are complying to our protocols. I.e., like if you are coming from infected zones or affected countries, for example, we expect you to come with a PCR test of 72 hours. If not, and we also expect certain people to come with at least vaccination, the fully vaccinated vaccination with justified with a vaccination certificate. And that if we are not vaccinated, you are not fully vaccinated, we expect you to come with a 72-hour COVID-19 test result. And it's something that we expect from travelers that are coming into the country.
Scientists have discovered that while the highly transmissible Delta variant has 9 mutations on the spike protein, which plays an essential role in infection, the Omicron variant has 32 mutations on this protein and about 50 in all. It is therefore potentially more transmissible and more dangerous due to the new combination of mutations. The WHO reiterates that vaccination remains essential to reduce severe diseases and death, including from the dominant Delta variant, and urges accelerated vaccination of high-priority groups. Babu Karsi, QTV News.
Well, apologies there in that story. As I introduced the story, I wasn't audible. But the story is about the neighboring country, that's Senegal, to Gambia, has experienced their first case of the Omicron variant, that is the new COVID variant. We move on to our next story. A high-level continental seminar on the right to health and social protection in Africa is currently underway in Dakar, Senegal. As Jennifer Sonko reports from there, the seminar aims to adjust the deficient healthcare systems and insufficient social protection.
The regional seminar is to raise awareness and remind state parties of the African Charter of their obligation under the MO Protocol and all the relevant instruments towards the provision of adequate and affordable health care and social protection services. The protocol to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights on the Rights of Women in Africa, or the Maputo Protocol, is an instrument established by the African Union and came into effect in 2005. The coronavirus pandemic has further exposed Africa's underperforming health sector and limited social protection services.
The need to have this particular seminar arises from the fact that we do realize as the African Commission that there is need for us to champion the rights to health and social protection in Africa, and it is because of that is why we decided that we should convene this high-level seminar in which we would invite state and non-state actors to come and discuss matters that relate to the rights to health and social protection.
The Gambia has a Young Human Rights Commission created by an Act of Parliament to safeguard rights of Gambians. One might wonder what the relationship between the Human Rights Commission of the Gambia is with the African Commission on Human and People's Rights.
I will be happy to inform you that at our just concluded 69th Ordinary Session, the African Commission has granted affiliate status to the National Human Rights Institution, National Human Rights Commission of the Gambia. What does that mean? It means that the National Human Rights Commission of the Gambia can now work with the African Commission directly. We will be able to collaborate. We will be able to assist, provide technical assistance where it is needed, and they will be able to attend our sessions, work with us in terms of promoting the human rights agenda of the Gambia.
Activists continue to criticize organizations for organizing events and formulating recommendations without implementation and refusal to be held accountable. We engaged participants on their expectations and contributions towards the seminar.
I want to live here with a collective sense of resolution about how to fix some of these things. I know that these discussions have been happening at the national level. I'm glad the African Commission has brought together this consultation, because then when we collectively live here with a roadmap to say, for example, and to be serious about it, health financing and must be this target, otherwise it fails to realize the right to health. Fund public health facilities, invest in social protection. We are then able to go back to our individual countries and begin to work through this. But it's really important that we live here with a sense of what are the issues that are most important to Africa to fix right now with regards particularly to health and social protection.
This seminar is quite timely considering the fact that the world is still commemorating the 16 days of activism in relation to gender and sexual violence. Now, participants attending this particular seminar have a huge task ahead of them. They need to formulate tangible recommendations when it comes to Africa's deficient health sector as well as insufficient social protection. Reporting for QTV News from Dakar, Senegal, I am Jennifer Sonko.
Following President Adama Barrow's Thursday, December 2nd, 2021, laying of the foundation stone for the construction of a multifaceted national emergency treatment center in Far Out West Coast region, QTV visited the community to find out how residents feel about the project. Our Omar P. Jallo has the rest of that story.
Residents of the densely populated community of Farato, including the Alcalo Aja Fatu Sow, expressed joy and pride for the construction of such a high-quality treatment center with up-to-date equipment to effectively manage patients requiring special attention in their community. Speaking to QTV, Aja Fatu Sow, the Alcalo of Farato, said the complex, when completed, will serve as a center that will respond to the country's current and future public health emergencies.
The hospital President Barrow is building here is one of its kind in the country. We are grateful to him for choosing Farato for such a project. I, the Alcalo, and all the people of Farato are very happy. I pray that peace continues to reign in the Gambia so that we continue to enjoy the numerous developments of borough government.
Aminata Baji and Ida Job, both breastfeeding mothers who were returning from their monthly checkup, said the hospital will bring healthcare closer to the people of Farato, who have to travel long distance to neighboring communities amidst heavy traffic.
I am very happy hearing such a hospital will be constructed in Farato. It will ease the long distances we travel to access healthcare. I am very happy because every month we travel several kilometers to the nearest health facility for the monthly checkups of our babies.
Ibrahima Jajusi and Abdullah Ba, both members of the Council of Elders in Farato, expressed delight that the project will also create employment opportunities for the people of Farato. I am very happy that such a hospital is constructed in my community. I am even part of the committee set up to supervise the work. We are thankful to the government of Adama Barrow. Words cannot express how happy I am for the fact that Farato is chosen for such a modern hospital, which will help improve our healthcare. Mamadou Ba, an aspiring independent presidential candidate whose nomination was rejected by the IEC, and Ansumana Dabo, the NPP chairman of Farato, both has this to say.
We felt part of the society and part of the world because this is something that is historic. It never happened in the sub-region. President Barrow bringing this kind of development in my own community, definitely it makes me to be part of society and it makes me to be part of the world today.
The most important thing in life is health. If you are not healthy, you cannot go to school or even think of any development. Farato has its fair share of the national cake, even if this is the only national project implemented here. The 1,500-bed National Emergency Treatment Center, estimated at over $22 million, is a World Bank-funded project. The complex is expected to comprise an emergency treatment center, an intensive care unit with 20 beds, emergency observation and treatment center with 84 beds, public health and training center, conference center, and utility buildings required for the effective functioning of the facility. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Well, that report by Omar P. Jallo takes us to a commercial break, and when we return, we will continue with some more local and international news stories for you. Do stay tuned.
I am the light goddess. Everything I touch turns into light. I am the light at the end of the tunnel, and my technology is the answer. I am the happiness in your life. I keep you connected, and I am Q-Power. I am Q-Cell. I am Sunibus. We innovate, others follow. Call 111 for more information.
Now Now, with Aji Bank, you can make your vehicle number plate payments without any hassle. Walk into any of our bank branches or agencies located at Banjul, New Joswang, Karaba Avenue, Bakote, Tranquil Bursubi, Brikama, Basse, Farafenye, Numuyel or Garawal. Your number plate payments now made easy with Aji Bank. For more information, please call us on 422-8405 or 377-5811. Aji Bank, your investment partner.
Welcome back. Thank you very much if you're just joining us and wherever you are listening to us from and watching on your TVs. This is QTV News. A new Quranic memorization school was recently constructed in Nyanikayai, Sierra North, sponsored by its natives in the diaspora and partners. Ibrahim Ajalo attended the inauguration, and I narrate this report. The event was attended by Islamic scholars, parents, guardians, and children. This school was sponsored by Global Islamic Solidarity in France. At the inauguration, 14 of its members, including Moroccans, Malians, and Gambians, attended the event. This school was established in 2014, but it was only recently that a new and proper structure was built. It is a single block with 4 classrooms, an office, staff quarters, a meeting hall, toilets, kitchen, a store, and an animal pen. The school also has a new borehole. Al-Amin Mustafa Jabi, a student, opened the occasion with a Quranic recitation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Dr. Abdul Qadir Shilla, a lecturer at the University of the Gambia, urged parents to send their children to Quranic memorization schools because it's the only knowledge that is going to be beneficial in this world and the hereafter.
This is the Quran. And also to give out the alms in case of supporting the Quran and Quranic schools like this. There's wonderful school called Mus'ab bin Umair. So this is very, very important. That's why we have to beseech Allah's help for those who gave the wonderful soul, the wonderful things that they have to build this fantastic, a very, very important center for the Quran.
Alhaji Mohamed Toure, the Alcala of Nyanikayai, expressed gratitude to the sponsors for building such a noble school in his community.
Many Quranic teachers taught in this school, and we would like to thank all of them for their efforts. We thank Allah that the school has progressed over the years. These new structures have improved the school, and we thank the sponsors for a wonderful job in the name of Allah.
Sheikh Omar Faba Jite, an Islamic scholar, explained the importance of spending in the cause of Allah.
The sponsors are earning salaries, and they use part of their salary to pay the Quranic teachers in this school, and they don't want to be named.
Sheikh Abdullah Sisao, a Quranic teacher, spoke on behalf of the community.
The Prophet, peace be upon him, said we should praise Allah and those who do good for the people. That is a divine duty for all. I thank Allah and the sponsors.
The school will help in propagating Islam and spreading the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من
The Ginkong Foundation under the Ginkong Group on Wednesday organized a press conference at Jambur village in the Kombo South district to congratulate President-elect Adama Barrow on his presidential re-election victory. Yahya Jao reports.
The Ginkong Foundation, which comprises a real estate company, a borehole drilling and construction company, and a political wing called Ginkong Brothers and Sisters, is one of the many groups that supported President-elect Adama Barrow during the recently concluded presidential election, which saw the leader and the flag bearer of the National People's Party re-elected for another 5-year term. The news conference was organized to thank the Jinkon family across the country for massively voting for President-elect Adama Barrow. The foundation also used the opportunity to congratulate the president on his landslide victory, which saw him win 45 of the 53 constituencies around the country. Former Lamin Konate, the program officer of Jinkon Foundation for Development, says the Jinkon Foundation is a development-oriented organization that aims to support needy families and communities across the country for national development. He says since coming into office, the president has created a level playing field for everyone, including organizations, to contribute to national development. He also highlighted some of the foundation's achievements.
For the revenues generated from the real housing, this is what is plowed back, and then being invested in creating gardens, sponsoring women in their gardens, students, providing milling machines from Carton to Koina. We have given more than 100 million machines. We are giving support to more than 50 women gardens within the country.
Honorable Momodou Bojang, the administrator of the Jinkon Foundation, says President Barrow is a peaceful and development-oriented president that puts the interests of Gambians at heart. He called on Gambians to always rally behind President Barrow for more development, saying Barrow is a president that fulfills anything that he promises Gambian people.
We will thank His Excellency President Adama Barrow, and we will also thank the National Executive of NPP for their supports that they gave to President Barrow for this massive and landslide victory.
Musu Drame, the chairperson of the Jinkon Brothers and Sisters, which is the political wing of the foundation, says the foundation has done a lot of groundwork across the country to ensure that President Barrow was re-elected. She thanked the members of the foundation for their support and commitment throughout the electoral cycle.
Jinkon is a family, but Jinkon Brothers and Sisters is the political wing of the foundation. Therefore, if we gather here to celebrate victory, which is NPP's victory under the leadership of Adama Barrow, we wish to state that Jinkon Foundation has made a lot of efforts to ensure that Barrow is re-elected. It's not only us, but together with others.
Here is Seni Mane, the president of Jinkon Brothers and Sisters. Wherever we go, what we tell people is that every development that we are doing, we do it in the name of the president. This is because we know that the Gambia government cannot do it alone. Gambian citizens must also play their part by contributing to national development, and this is what the foundation does. According to the program officer, the Jinkon Foundation has given unprecedented support to the president in his course to develop the country, and will continue to rally behind President-elect Adama Barrow for continuous development and progress of the Gambian people. Reporting for QTV News, I am Yahya Jao.
Well, that story by Yahya Jao takes us to international news. In international news, International Anti-Corruption Day is observed annually on 9 December to raise awareness about corruption and the ways to curb it. This year's theme is Your Right, Your Role, Say No to Corruption. Momodou Mboj has more.
The theme underlines the fact that everyone has a role to play in combating corruption, which occurs in several forms and affects every country, region and community, and is found across all levels of society. Its global cost is about 5% of the world's GDP, or $2.6 trillion. In Africa, according to some estimates, about $50 billion is lost annually to illicit financial flows. Yet the continent is home to the largest share of people living in extreme poverty. Money that should have been used to improve people's lives end up in foreign accounts. Although many African governments and the EU have declared that fighting corruption is a priority, more than half of all citizens think corruption is getting worse in their country and that their government is not doing enough to tackle it, according to the Global Corruption Barometer Africa, published by Transparency International. whose authoritative annual publication, the Corruption Perception Index, frequently ranks the continent the lowest among the continental regions. Corruption manifests itself in various guises, but its basic form is the abuse of entrusted power for private gain. In Africa, weak regulatory enforcement of anti-corruption regulations means that citizens across the continent must pay bribes to access the most basic of public services, while the rich and powerful are colluding with foreign actors to funnel abroad ill-gotten money using offshore financial institutions. In a statement marking the occasion, Akam Steiner, the administrator of the United Nations Development Programme and the chairman of the United Nations Sustainable Development Group, says the UNDP's new strategic plan 2022-2025 commits the organization to help shape inclusive state institutions, resilient to corruption and abuse of power, founded upon the principles of integrity, transparency, and accountability, and that the UNDP's next generation of anti-corruption support is helping countries to leverage the power of technology and innovation to boost anti-corruption efforts. Strategies, legislation, technology, and other instruments may take us to the edge of the river, but only our individual and political will would make us drink. This year's theme for International Anti-Corruption Day, Your Right, Your Role, Say No to Corruption, is strikingly captured in an address by the Malawian President, Lazarus Chakwera, to his people. Stop demanding more from the politicians than we demand from ourselves. In other words, be the change you seek, as another famous ex-president once put it. Without a collective commitment to eradicating corruption, all of our development goals, including the Sustainable Development Goals, will be in perpetual postponement, while an unconscionable number of our citizens continue to suffer. For QTV News, I am Murumbuch.
Well, we've completely run out of time, and that's it for QTV News. Join us again at 10. Thank you very much for watching.